your kids will never be professional athletes. Can I go ahead and say that real quick? So I've been in youth ministry and church ministry for the past couple years, and there's been a common theme for parents with kids in sports is that for some reason their academic sports career is somehow more important than feeding and sharing the gospel with them. I cannot tell you how many nights I've been leading a small group or leading a Bible study, and I get a text from a student or a parent saying, well, we just couldn't make it tonight. We had football earlier today, or we have baseball practice on Wednesday night, or we have a traveling sports team game on Sunday mornings. We're not going to be able to make it this Sunday. And the reason that's so infuriating to me as someone who's trying to shepherd and help guide these students or these parents is that they are wasting their time on something that they may never see fruit from, right? You see these parents who put their sons or daughters in travel ball, in school ball, and now at this point in 2020, they've got year-round sports. Sports never end, so there's never an off season, right? At least when I was growing up, I know you had your football season, your baseball season, your basketball season, and you had off seasons because you didn't play every sport. And even kids who did play every sport, they at least had some kind of off days, or the school system at least acknowledged Wednesday night Bible study or Sunday morning service. But now that's kind of thrown out the door, where I had students or I had parents who I would see, and they had something every single day. And my only stipulation to that is, when are you sharing the gospel with these kids? When are you pouring and shepherding into these kids or these family members? You aren't. You're investing your time into something that's not the gospel and is not going to strengthen them for the future. A lot of times what I'll see is little Susie has baseball on Monday night. She has a game on Tuesday night. She's got practice on Wednesday night. She's got a meet and greet on Thursday night. She has Friday off. She's got to rest or do schoolwork on that night. Saturday, she's got another game. Sunday morning, her travel ball team has a game. Sunday night, she's got to rest, or she's coming back all the way from an hour away or hours away. And she has no time for church. Her parents have placed a priority above church. And that's not to say that going to church means that that's the church. I'm not saying going to church makes you a Christian, but you're making something that's not God, not Scripture, the priority. And on top of that, you are setting them up for failure. You can't save your kids. We know this from Scripture. But you can preach. The best way to set your kid up for the future is to constantly pour the gospel into them, hoping that God will call them to Him. You can't do that if you ever hear the gospel. And this would not hurt so bad if there was at least some kind of gospel preaching and gospel teaching at home. But on top of your kid never even being at church and ever hearing the gospel, now at home, there's no Bible study going on. I can't tell how many times I've heard parents say, well, they just didn't get any Bible study this week, so we'll have to make sure they come next Sunday to hear the word. And then I talk to these students, or I talk to these parents, and they haven't opened their Bibles all week with their own families. If you're only hearing the gospel at church from your pastor, then you are not studying the Scriptures. You're never going to be a strong Christian. If I only drank water and ate food once a week, I would be a weak person and very hungry. And the reason this frustrates me so much is because you'll have a mom and dad who put little Susie in baseball. She's there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She does this all through middle school, all through high school. Then, when she graduates and goes off to college, now mom and dad are baffled as to why little Susie fell away from the faith so quickly and rebelled against them, rebelled against God. You know why? Because you never fed your kid any Scripture or the gospel. You just tossed them out without any preparation. and then you're confused on the why is they struggle so much? How about because you raised them to be a baseball player or a soccer player or a basketball player or a football player as opposed to raising them in a loving, godly home that's trying to shepherd and guide your kids through their life. They often don't even see this until after their kids graduate. But at that point, all you can do is pray for them. Parents have an obligation and a duty to disciple and minister to their own children, and they throw it away for a baseball career, or a football career, or a soccer career that will honestly never happen. And that's what's so frustrating. They have a chance to preach the gospel, to get their kids active in church, to show them what a godly life is, to try to show them Jesus, and they throw it away because they want to live through their kid. They want their kid to do something that they never could. And I'm not saying every kid is never going to be a professional athlete, but if I've got a 5'5", 18-year-old son who is white and cannot jump, I probably shouldn't encourage him to play basketball. This is the end of my rant. I just had to talk real quick about that.